Hi everybody, my name is Jessie and I do perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you enjoy perfume and also ASMR, you are in a good place for our video today. Okay, so today I'm doing a perfume review and I'm reviewing Prada's Infusion d'Iris. And I did not look up the pronunciation ahead of time, so I hope I'm saying that right. So Prada has a line called Les Infusions de Prada, and this is their best-selling, from everything I can tell, this is their best-selling fragrance from the line, the Iris Infusion. So I wanted to start off, I'm going to review, I actually got a little sample set of 7 different ones. I really love the packaging, but as you can see, there's 7 different ones in this box, and that's what they look like. I'm going to review all of them. I'm starting off with Infusion d'Iris because it is their best seller and it's very classic and well loved. So I'm going to be going over that fragrance today. I'll go over the notes and everything on Fragrantica. Then I'll also talk briefly about the 2 other Prada fragrances that I own in my collection. Prada Candy and Prada Candy Low. So I'll touch briefly on that as well later in the video. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and review this fragrance. And as always, I did try to dress on theme. As you can see, I am wearing a purple sweater, and it's a very, gosh, sorry, my ring is like not wanting to stay forward because it's like winter and it's cold. It's also a very soft, looking fabric, so I thought that was good because this fragrance, Prada Infusion d'Iris, it's very soft and powdery. So yeah, and then also I'm wearing this little purple hair tie. So that is the look for today's video. I'm also wearing, I could have worn purple earrings, but I decided to go with these wooden earrings. One, because this fragrance definitely has a little bit of dry woodiness to it, and also it just, to me, smells very natural. It smells like a little bit of if you took a nice shower, cleaned yourself very well, had a little soapiness to you, and then you went out into the woods, and it's like a mix of that like natural earthiness and that like cleanness. So I wanted to wear these earrings to kind of capture the natural earthy woodiness of it. Okay, so all of these minis are dabbers, so I cannot spray them. I'm going to go ahead and dab instead. So I'm going to take it out of its little, yeah, it's cute. It's got this little like cardboard outer casing. But then if you actually take out the glass bottle inside, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's just a dabber, which, don't get me started. If you watch my channel, you know I don't like dabbers, but we won't go too far down that route right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and dab it on this little boardwalk scene, and I'll let you know what it smells like. This is my scent of the day, except I was not wearing this sweater, so it's not actually on me now. It's on my other clothing item, which is blue, so didn't wear that for the video today. Okay, so I'm just giving this a second to dry down, and then I'll go ahead and give you my initial impressions of this fragrance. Okay, so very clean, light, powdery. You get iris, but it's not an iris bomb to me. It's really not. Iris is there, but it's like hardly, to me, it's hardly even the main character or if it is, it's in a very clean way. Like a lot of times to me, iris smells pretty earthy, pretty almost like carrot-y, and this smells like a very cleaned up, refined iris. So anyway, musky, powdery, clean iris. There's other kind of nuances as well, like woodiness. I wouldn't say green, but just like outdoorsy, if that makes sense. It smells very natural. To me, kind of smells, I don't know, just kind of smells like, I don't want to say the fall. I guess it could be any season. Probably goes really well in the spring and summer, to be honest, but I feel like it could go really well in the fall too. So anyway, that's my initial impression, and then let's go ahead next and go over the main accords that are listed on Fragrantica.com. Okay, so according to Fragrantica, we have main accords of iris, woody, amber, powdery, citrus, earthy, aromatic, balsamic, violet, and white floral. So to me, the main accords that I get, I would say would be powdery, iris, and woody. Those would be like the top three that I personally pick up on. I do as well get a touch of citrus. It's earthy. Yeah, so I wouldn't really describe it as ambery though. I'm not really getting like an ambery feel too much. Let's go ahead and get into the notes that we have listed. Okay, so we have quite a few notes. I'll start with the top notes. Fragrantica lists 4 top notes, and they are African orange flower, neroli, orange, and mandarin orange. So citrus, either the citrus fruit or the citrus flowers. So orange flower and neroli, those are both the blossoms of the orange. I definitely think I'm getting a touch of neroli, because neroli to me always comes off as green, kind of bright and green, and not really too floral to my nose, whereas orange blossom comes off as more floral and sweet. So I'm not really getting orange blossom, I'm getting more neroli. And honestly, I can't say that I'm getting the orange or mandarin orange in any notable way, because usually those notes, they're a bit sweet and juicy and fruity, and there's nothing to me about this that is fruity or sweet. My cat is meowing in the background. Hi, Lou. Hi, Lou. Okay, let's move on to the middle notes. We have 3 middle notes listed, and they are iris, galbanum, and mastic / lentisque. I don't even know how to say that, but that is a resin. I don't know if it's a resin from a tree. Let's see. Mastic gum, mastic resin. It's a resin obtained from the mastic tree. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, again, middle notes, iris, galbanum, and mastic. I'm definitely getting iris. I guess I would say that's the main, if I had to pick a main player of this fragrance, I guess I would say iris. I feel like we're biased because it's called Infusion Deities, but it still doesn't stand out to me as like a super irisy fragrance. It's there, but it's there, you know. I do feel like I get a touch of the galbanum. Galbanum, from what I have gleamed and smelled and tried to assess, galbanum is a little bit like slightly bittery green herbal. And I do feel like I get a touch of that. And I also feel like I get a touch of the mastic, which is kind of, I think, like an herbally smelling resin. So I definitely feel like I'm getting all of those middle notes. Okay, and then for our base notes, we've got 4 base notes listed, and they are Virginia cedar, incense, benzoin, and vetiver. Okay, so I definitely get some woodiness, and I think that's really coming from both the cedar and the vetiver. The vetiver gives it a more kind of grassy, slightly green, hay-like woodiness, grassy woodiness, and then the cedar, a more actually cedary woodiness. Altogether, a very powdery, dry, woody feel. And then I honestly do get a tiny touch of the incense. It's so subtle, but I do get a tiny touch of the incense as well. The benzoin, I'm not really sure that I'm getting the benzoin outright, but I could see how that might be adding just like a slightly resinous, ambery base. So to recap, the notes that I pick up most from this fragrance, I guess I would say iris, and then I would say probably the woods, like the cedar, the vetiver. Then maybe I would say the neroli, the galbanum, the incense, I don't know. I get most of it. The only ones I don't really get clearly are the orange and the mandarin orange and the orange blossom and kind of the benzoin. I'm going to show the votes on Fragrantica, tell you what other people say. They say that they smell firstly the iris, then the cedar, the incense, the benzoin, the orange blossom, then the neroli, then the, what is that, vetiver. So a little different from me, but definitely, like a woody iris. Yeah, so I'm going to go over some other info related to this scent. But first, let's take a little detour, and I just want to talk briefly about the 2 other fragrances that I own from the house of Prada. So this one is Prada Candy. This is a very popular fragrance. I think it was launched, I'm not sure, 2007, 2009, something like that. So it's been out for a good amount of time. It's called Prada Candy, and the reason why is it has a caramel note as well as vanilla, so it definitely has those sweet gourmand notes, but it's very powdery, it's very sophisticated, very refined, ladylike, a little vintage leaning, and subtle. It's a very subtle fragrance. It really does have kind of a similar DNA in a certain sense to Prada Infusion d'Iris. There's something that is similar between these, even though they have very different fragrance, notes. It's probably the powderiness. There's a certain powderiness and something else going on. But anyway, so I love this fragrance. I find it very beautiful and timeless. And then I also have one of the flankers to Prada Candy. There's quite a few flankers to Prada Candy because it was such a good selling fragrance. But this is the flanker called Prada Candy Low. And I think it's discontinued. But anyway, this flanker smells similar, but it has the addition of sweet pea and I think also a citrus note. Let me just look because I feel like I don't want to keep saying this incorrectly. Candy Low. So yeah, it has kind of the same, caramel, powdery musk, but yeah, it has a note of sweet pea and then citruses in the top. So altogether, it's a bit brighter. It's still very, altogether, it's still more of like an ambery, caramelly powdery scent, but it's brightened up just a bit by the citruses and the sweet pea, so a little more floral, citrusy, and sweeter. Interestingly enough, sweeter. You think it would be less sweet because it's the low version, but sweeter. So that's Prada Candy Low. And was there anything else I wanted to say? I don't think so. Well, I do also own, oh, it's in front of me. I do also own this little decant I have of Prada Infusion de Mimosa, which is as well in this sampler set that I have. So yeah, I also own this one, and I'll do a review of it as well. I'll show you the one in the box, the dabber, as well as this. But I like this fragrance. I don't love it, but I like it enough to keep a little tiny decant of it. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and transition back to Prada's Infusion d'Iris, and I'm going to go ahead and share some other info from Fragrantica. It has an overall rating of 4.11 out of 5 with over 10,000 votes. So it's very popular. That's a very good rating, and it's been rated a lot of times. So you can be rest assured that most people really like this fragrance. However, I will say I do not think this is a safe blind buy for the person who is unfamiliar with fragrances. I think for the person who is somewhat familiar with fragrances and at least owns a few, they might really like this. But if fragrances are not your jam and you're not big on it and somebody gifted this to you, it might not really be a safe blind buy. But it is very sophisticated, it's very well done, it's very well mixed. What's the term for that? Blended. It feels blended very well to my nose. It's got different facets. I really like it. I would buy a full bottle of this fragrance if it were not for the existence of this fragrance, Prada's Infusion de Amande. This is their almond infusion, and they do smell very similar, but this one I like better. This one's a little bit more, obviously it's got a little almond vibe to it. It's got, I think it has heliotrope in it, so it's a little like florally almond. It comes across as even a little more powdery and a little more feminine and warm and touch more sweet. I mean, this one isn't sweet at all to me, so this one's a touch sweet, I guess is what I'm saying. So if this one didn't exist, I probably would buy Prada's Infusion d'Iris, but I like the Infusion de Amande better, and it's similar enough that I don't think I feel the need to buy Infusion d'Iris. But it's a beautiful fragrance. To me, it's also incredibly unisex, so I feel like it would be a great gift for anybody, even though it's marketed for women. Okay, so some other info. This one, Infusion d'Iris, was launched in 2007, so it's almost 20 years old. It's like 18 years old. Okay, and then some other info according to Fragrantica. It says that it's a polished and elegant scent, clean and expensive smelling fragrance, calming and relaxing effect, perfect for therapy sessions. That's so funny that I would say that. I think AI reads all the reviews and pulls little snippets. For the cons, it says not everyone likes the iris note, underwhelming scent for some, totally get that, it's subtle. Nauseating fragrance for some, old-fashioned soap-like dry down, I could see that. Overhyped, and not suitable for those with depression. It's like, okay, what does that mean? Oh, that's Infusion de Amande. See, these smell so similar. This is the Amande. Yeah, The Amande is definitely a little touch more sweet and less like bright and clean and woody. Okay, let's read a few reviews to finish up this review. Okay, somebody says, I wanted to like this scent so badly, but it just smells incredibly fruity on me. The orange and mandarin were very sweet on my skin, and it drowned out all the lovely incense and resin notes. I definitely don't agree with that. I get no fruitiness, just FYI. It's so interesting how everybody smells so differently. So somebody else might get fruitiness from this, but I don't. Somebody else says, a soft, clean iris with a hint of effervescence reminds me of those baby clones I wore as a kid called Baby Bench. Somebody else says, clean girl scent. I sprayed it when I get out of the shower, or it becomes a layer to some of the very cloying perfumes. There are many similarities between this and Narciso Rodriguez's Essence Musk that I have. Longevity and sillage are low to medium level. I do think this is a clean girl scent for sure. Clean girl, clean guy, clean whoever. Yeah, powdery clean, little outdoorsy vibe to me, like earthy vibe. Okay, somebody says, this is one of my favorite fragrances, even though I own around 270 fragrances. That's more than me, at least. This perfume is soft, powdery, delicate, pretty, timeless green and comforting. I have been using this fragrance since 2008. I would like it if they brought back the version of Infusion d'Iris Absolute, which had a touch of incense. Infusion d'Iris sparked my fascination with elements like iris, neroli, and galbanum. It's a classic fragrance with a short duration, around 5 hours, but I don't mind. I just reapply it. It's a skin scent. It smells somewhat herbal, and it's elegant and classy. This fragrance grounds me and makes me feel empowered and safe. I think that's personally a spot-on review to what I smell as well. I get the like herbaliness, woodiness, touch green, and yeah, I do feel like it's just grounding and really pretty. Yeah. Definitely like a clean girl vibe. Cool girl, clean girl. Understated. Like, what's the word? Subtle luxury or something like that. Like understated luxury. This fragrance is that. Okay, everybody. That is the review for today of Prada's Infusion d'Iris. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm sending you all peace, love, beauty, and harmony. And I'll catch you all again soon. Okay, bye.